Hello Sagittarius, this is Victoria and I'm here with your July tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love relationship, at your work situation, and we'll get you guidance from the universe on how to best navigate the energies of the months of July. At the end, I'll pull some messages from your personal interest to yourself. So we will start with a quick oracle card. Today I've got the Sacred Traveler deck, so let's see what does Sagittarius need to know. And I apologize in advance for any noise from the outside. I am right now in the city center and there's just a lot of traffic, a lot happening today. So thank you for your patience. Of course, if you're new, welcome to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new horoscope or other readings that I'm doing. By the way, the next one is coming up for the full moon. It's gonna be full moon in Capricorn. Also, we have 7/7 portal coming up and there will be another reading for that. And for those of you who are considering themselves on a twin flame journey, I also do twin flame updates. And of course, you can check out the description box for any other information, ways to connect with me, whether it is a personal reading, a coaching session, maybe you'd like to be on my podcast as a guest, whichever the case, get in touch. And a quick reminder that these readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Sagittarius. So if you're watching for a Sun sign, please consider checking out videos for other placements as well. Alrighty, with all that said, your card, Sagittarius, is traveling lightly. Simplify your life. This is like a fool's journey, full card in this deck. Essentially, yeah, and of course it's, for some of you, it may be quite literal. It's up to you to see where maybe you need to declutter or kind of like have less things or maybe reorganize your space. It's possible. If you're traveling, maybe it is literal about travel. I'm traveling these days a lot. So this is almost like a mantra to me. And I'm trying to find a good balance of like having enough for, for my comforts, for enjoying myself while I'm traveling and still traveling lightly. But for some of you, it will be about emotional burden that needs to be left behind or that you're ready to leave behind. Because just like anything in the physical, if it's extra weight, it's extra pressure that is weighing on you and it's harder to move forward. It's like if somebody just like started stomping like on your chest, and it would get, or even on your neck, it would get harder to breathe. Maybe you would still be able to do it, but it would still be through this extra obstacle, right? You will be spending extra energy on it, and the quality of your breathing and your life in general is gonna decline. So yeah, one step at a time, whatever feels like it's time to let it go or heal through it, to have those difficult conversations, it's time to do it. All right, with all that said, let's go into tarot. Let's see what does Sagittarius need to know. And of course, if you're enjoying my videos, please hit the like button, leave a comment. This helps me circulate these messages with people who need them. So Sagittarius, for your love life, you have 10 of Wands. Speaking of burdens, there we go. 2 of Coins. I will speak to these cards once I lay everything out. 8 of Cups, yes. This is a big confirmation of what I was just talking about, and seems like it's more emotional than physical. For the workspace, we have the Strength. This is Leo energy. Could be dealing with a Leo. We have 5 of Wands. And the Emperor. This is Aries energy. So lots of fire here, and you're a fire sign, so workspace is all fired up. And for your advice from the universe, we have 8 of Wands. Judgment, this is Scorpio energy. And the Hierophant, Taurus. Nice. Quite a few major arcanas here. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Coins. You are establishing who you are and what your boundaries are in life with other people and just in the space where you're in, sometimes we need to teach people how to treat us. And if that sounds like a big deal or, story for another day, just think about the fact that you first and foremost are doing that by treating yourself well, by treating yourself in a way that speaks to you and where you are enjoying your life, where you can thrive. The more you exercise that attitude towards yourself, the more it's going to send out the signal and inform other people of how to treat you. And of course, they won't know all the details necessarily, but emotionally, energetically, there will still be this vibration. And some people, of course, will not resonate with it at all, and maybe will get overwhelmed and they'll just pass by, right? But your people will hear the call or, see that light on the lighthouse, and they'll come to it. So this is step number 1, I would say. Somebody needed to hear that, so there you go. Let's get to your love life and personal space. So we have 10 of Wands, 2 of Coins, and 8 of Cups. Yeah, you've been trying to please your person and try to enjoy the relationship yourself. If you're single, that this is the dynamic that's been happening with someone else. Could be a friend, a mentor, a therapist, a sibling, a child, a parent, doesn't really matter, but the dynamic matters, right? And now it's time to put an end to it. And I started talking about it with the Simplify Your Life card. This is exactly what it is. It's been burdensome. You're reaching the point where you can't balance, juggle like all these different aspects, where you can't make everybody happy. It's like you need to start making choices. Where do you go? This way or this way? Which opinion you're gonna take on? This one or this one? And it's fine that somebody's not gonna like it, even if it's your life partner, right? It's walking away from patterns that aren't serving you. And for some of you, it's people pleasing. For others of you, it's lack of self-worth, where you feel like you need to be a certain way. And this juggling card is actually a good representation of it. You need to be a certain way for the other person to love you, to accept you, to give you their attention, energy, love. So this is something to work through. Other people are great at showing us certain patterns, at mirroring them to us even. So if there is a hard time happening with somebody among your close relationships, then this is that sign, this is that signal that it needs to be looked at, right? Don't push it away. If the person legit behaved badly, take distance, take space from that, but sit with that energy and see where those triggers are taking you. And if it's a person that behaves badly, how come you let them come close to you, right? Or how come that you haven't built boundaries and they feel like they can say and do what they've said and done without consequences? For your career space, you have the Strength, 5 of Wands, and the Emperor. Yeah, so like I was saying, very fiery energy, and this is another layer to you being more courageous and not paying attention to the possible drama that may unfold outside of you if you care about your interests and needs, or you're making a decision coming from your opinion. A lot of times, especially because at work, there's always the high price of your financial security and income. We are sometimes more susceptible to following unhealthy patterns and trying to make everyone happy, trying to avoid confrontation, and make popular decisions rather than unpopular, right? And at this time, it looks like you're contemplating a decision that may be unpopular with other people. But the major arcanas here are the forces of the universe, of the higher power, that are actually telling you, find courage to speak up. This is exactly what is needed right now. And if you're speaking from an authentic place, especially if you've done your homework, right? It's not just your imagination. People are gonna hear it. The reaction that you're expecting might actually be the reaction in your head, and you'll be surprised. But you need to take that brave step and put yourself out there and speak from the heart. Even though you have all these thoughts of like, oh, they're gonna judge me, they're gonna leave, they're gonna whatever, I'll lose my authority. No, it's gonna be the opposite, but you can't fake it in this case. And then finally, we have, for the advice, we have Eight of Wands, Judgment, and the Hierophant. So this kind of sums up what I've already been talking about, because Eight of Wands is about communication. And this is like, this particular deck shows it in a more dramatic way, right? Like this communication, honest, raw, is what is needed right now. And it's gonna bring you additional insights. It's gonna show you what true leadership and authority is about, right? It's time to step outside the comfort zone, or step outside the templates that you're used to. Even if it's been like, you've lived like this all your life, and that's what you've known, right? Like, I don't know, let's say you're not supposed to argue with elderly people, right? Or say something to upset them. Or if there is a hierarchy in the company, you're not supposed to, not speak up, but what is it? But yeah, let's just say speak up to your superiors, and or talk back to your superiors or something, you know? Like, there are all these constraints, but the truth is your most precious asset at this time. And by truth, I don't mean ego saying, you know, F that, I'm gonna say the opposite just because it's gonna be me showing up, right? And you're supposed to notice me. No, it's not like that at all. These energies can go into that space when they become disintegrated. What I'm talking about is speaking honestly of what you believe. Not just like out of spite, and also not to stir the environment, right? It makes sense if this is what you truly believe in, right? It also means it doesn't have to be like 100% opposite of what has been suggested, or what maybe the company or the other person in your relationship have been doing before, right? Maybe it doesn't need to be that extreme. Maybe just some adjustments are needed. And that's what this is about. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna get a message for Sagittarius from their person of interest. What does Sagittarius need to know? Ooh, Knight of Pentacles. Clarified by Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. Yeah, your person sees your talent, your potential unfolding. And they also want to assure you that they see big future with you, and they know that you're just getting started, basically, that there's so much more to look forward to. And they observe you turning into this magician with awe, with admiration. And yeah, maybe right now it still seems like a slow movement. It's like 2 steps forward, sometimes 3 steps backwards, but it's part of the deal, and it's part of the growth process. And your person supports you, at least in the point where they don't want to rush with anything, you know? And for them, it's like you're doing your thing, and this is great, and they are slowly figuring things out for themselves. And hopefully you're on the same page, that this kind of pace works for both of you. And you know, again, you aren't gonna succumb to the pressure of the society, of the family, of friends, and like rush the events to whatever the next step is. Whether it's moving in together, for some people it's getting married, for some people it's having kids, whatever that, building a house, whatever that next step is, there is no rush, and there shouldn't be any rush. Okay, I hope this was good for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was useful. If so, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to my channel. And until next time,